I'm Amy Cunningham, and I'm here today to talk to you about the magic citation button. It's not actually magic, but it feels like magic. If you've ever had to do an MLA citation, you know how tedious and stressful that can be, detail-oriented, and there are features built into most academic databases that make it much easier than you would think. So I don't want you to miss this tool. So I've chosen one of my very favorite databases, which is Opposing Viewpoints in Context. And like I said, most databases have this feature, but they might look a little bit different. But if you just look around, you'll find it. So first thing I have to do is find something to cite. So I clicked on Browse Issues. You can see how many interesting issues they have to browse in here. But I think I'm going to write a paper about patriotism. Now you'll notice that when I click on that, it comes to this overview page. There's no way to cite this, and that's because you wouldn't cite this. This is just a very brief overview about what they mean by patriotism, not something that you would actually cite in a paper. But here they have many different kinds of sources, and they have primary sources, viewpoint articles, infographics, audio, and I think I'm going to start with academic journals. Okay, so here I have a list of academic journals, and I like this first one. Isolationism is not great. Trade, investment, and migration made the world prosperous. Economic fragmentation can only make it poorer. Interesting sounding article, so I will click on that, and you can see I've got this great article here. And so I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this. You can see the title of the article is here. It tells you where it's from, a magazine or a journal, who the author is, and when it was published. So I could, from this information, build my own citation, but why do that when you have the magic citation button? If you look up here at the top, you'll see these little quotation marks and it says cite. And as I said, different databases may look a little bit different, but if you search around on the page, typically they have a button that says cite or citation tool. And if you click on it, you have choices. What kind of citation style are you using for that class? Of course, that's going to be dictated by what kind of class it is. Since we are an English class, we're going to cite it in MLA format. Once I have the citation, I can copy it. And then I can go to my list of works cited that I will be building for my paper, and I can paste it. So it is magic, but it's not completely magic. There are usually some little mistakes that you have to fix. Sometimes they put things in all caps. Sometimes they don't properly punctuate titles. And so it's important that you still know the rules of MLA citation so that you can correct those things. But this gives you a good place to start. One error that I already see is that all of the major words in the title in MLA should be capitalized. And that's not the case for this citation, so I can fix that. Now, there are a lot of words, so I'm not going to fix them all for this video, but as with many academic journals, it's a long title. One thing they got right is that they italicized the title of the container work, which is the Hoover Digest that I showed you a moment ago. And that's it. That is how you use the magic citation button to help make your life a little bit easier. Right on.